so glad you joined me today. You know it's almost Halloween, and I have a wonderful story I want to share with you today called The Pumpkin Smasher by Anita Brown. It starts in October, like it is now, when the leaves of red and gold fall to the ground. The people of Cranberry get ready for Halloween. Mrs. Paget, the school teacher, puts big black cats on her gatepost. The terrible Turner twins love to rig a ghost that goes from the porch to the tree and back. A scarecrow is stuffed with dry corn husk, and it stands guard just outside the library. There are lots and lots of jack-o'-lanterns at every house and every store. Some are carved so that the candlelight will gleam through their diamond-shaped eyes, while others are just painted and have corn silk hair. The town is filled with pumpkins, lots and lots of orange pumpkins everywhere, and the biggest one of all grins at passerbyers from the steps on the town hall. Every year, the whole town gets into the Halloween spirit of shivery fun and, oh, so much fun until one Halloween. The pumpkin smasher strikes. The people of Cranberry awoke to find the smashed pumpkins all over the streets, the sidewalks, and their porches. There was not one single jack-o'-lantern left that was not smashed. It was a catastrophe. The next Halloween, signs were put up on the edge of town to warn people, do not touch the pumpkins. And when Halloween came around again, a policeman was hired to guard the streets and patrol. He kept missing the pumpkin smasher because all he could see were smashed pumpkins. Well, this Halloween of smashed pumpkins year after year was just enough. The Halloween was going to be different. The mayor called a special meeting at the town square. The townspeople were really, really mad, and they said they were not going to waste their money on pumpkins any longer. And, said Mrs. Paget, it's too dangerous to let our children even go trick-or-treating with such a horrible person around. Nasty person. The children will just have to do without their Halloween this year. Well, let's take a vote, said the mayor. Everyone who feels there should be no more Halloween, raise your hand. But at that very moment, the meeting was interrupted. There was a strange puffing and scraping sound, and everyone was flabbergasted when they saw something roll into the square, an enormous rock. And behind this enormous rock were two redheads, the terrible Turner twins. Wait, please, don't do anything. We're going to fix that pumpkin smasher. Wait until he tries to smash this one. We're going to paint it to look like a giant jack-o'-lantern. A gasp came from the townsfolks, then a chuckle, and then a roar of laughter. A great idea, said the mayor. Let's give it a try and see what happens. So the terrible Turner twins made the rock into the most terrific looking pumpkin you ever saw. They painted it black and orange and put it very much in front of the town hall. That night, the people of Cranberry went to bed with little grins on their faces. But the terrible Turner twins, they just couldn't sleep. So they wanted to see what was going to happen. So they wanted to see the pumpkin smasher. They climbed out of their beds and they knelt down by their window. When it was very, very black outside, a tiny noise was heard. And then they looked and they saw the pumpkin smasher. They could not believe their eyes. It was a witch. And she was smashing every pumpkin in sight. Squish went the first pumpkin. Splat went the second pumpkin. Squash went the third pumpkin. The twins hardly breathed as she smashed her way straight to the front of the town hall. But when she tried to smash the rock pumpkin, she let out the longest, witchiest cackle the twins had ever heard. And down came her broom. But the rock pumpkin didn't shatter. It didn't move. It didn't even budge. She banged it from the right. She banged it from the left. And then still nothing happened. She was so angry that she hopped on her broomstick and flew higher and higher and higher until she was totally out of sight. The next morning, everyone rushed out to see what had happened. Smashed pumpkins were everywhere, but scrawled across the rock pumpkin was this message: "I'll have to find another town next year, the pumpkin smashing witch." And so that night, trick or treat echoed throughout the streets in the town of Cranberry. And I hope the pumpkin smashing witch does not find your town this year. But if she does, you know what you need to do about it. The end. Thank you for joining me.